Okay guys, so this week you might have seen something about these.
Indeed. The USGA and the R&A, who are the two governing bodies that rule golf essentially, have decided that they're going to propose some changes to the rules of golf so that we don't need to have quite so many of these books.
Yeah.
They want to make it simpler, don't they?
Want to make it simpler, and want to make it fairer and easier and quicker.
Yeah, so basically it's a consultation process. Any golfers, all of us, can now comment on these rule changes. So we're going to run through what we think are the important ones, whether we like them or not, and then obviously just get your feedback. Yeah,
it's just the most relevant ones that are going to crop up more often than not in a round of golf.
In a round of golf for normal people. So, let's go. Whoa, 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 you can't pick leaves up.
Yeah, I can.
Oh yeah, that's one of the new changes, isn't it?
So
they're proposing.
So I can pick this up, I can pick this up, can get rid of them now. Doesn't have to be a local rule. Yeah,
so what they're basically saying is, in the past you couldn't touch any loose impediments, so stones, twigs, leaves, anything natural in a bunker. Unless the local
golf club that you're playing at says that you can in their local rules.
So it's up to you to read the scorecard. To make it simpler, let's just let everyone move everything out of the way. I don't see why it wasn't in the past. It's one of those rules that need changing, I think.
Yeah.
It makes it easy. If you're in a bunker, you can move stuff.
Simple. Any piece of sand, pick up what you want.
Yeah. Oh, that's another penalty, isn't it?
No.
Oh, right. They're changing that as well?
Yeah. So as long as I'm not improving my lie, I can intentionally or unintentionally hit the surface.
Yes. So if you fall over and your hand touches the sand, or if you need to use your club to get into the bunker, or you slip and use the club to get your balance, anything that's not improving that lie,
or even have a bit of a swipe at it like I just did. It's one of those things, we've all done it. I know I've done it. Like, you've gone like that, you think it's gone out, you have a bit of a at a moment, and then all of a sudden it rolls back in, you're thinking,
2-shot penalty.
Brilliant.
Done. That looks tough, mate, that does.
I'm not fancying that.
Don't fancy that? What are your options now?
So, I'm going to take a drop for an unplayable lie. Now, though, under the new rules, I can go back as far as I want.
In line. So, before, your only options were to stay in the bunker, weren't they?
Yep.
Or to come out 2 club lengths. If that took you out, it just didn't work, did it?
Didn't work.
So, now you can, if you don't fancy a bunker shot, you can go back as far as you like. Off he goes. You can drop on a bit of grass and play the shot. Ooh, that's an interesting one. That's a nice drop. We'll come to that in a minute. Right, so we've come back in line from this bunker shot that we didn't fancy, and in the past I'd have had to have dropped it like this, and it may well have rolled forward into the bunker. I'd have gone off, picked it up, come back, dropped it again, it rolled back too far. I could be here dropping 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Under the proposal, they are saying that as long as the ball falls through the air, you can drop from whatever height you like. So I can get right down here and go. That ball still has a fair chance of not finishing exactly where I want it to, but there's less chance, in my opinion, of it rolling off outside the margins of the droppable area.
And it's one of those things, isn't it? Like, some people have their, like, some people go, oh, you didn't have your hand high enough, it wasn't in line with your shoulder.
Or you weren't.
Oh, it's just so much palaver. It's just
you've already got a penalty because you have to drop the ball. It's not where you intended.
Yeah.
All right, you get 3 drops as well.
Definitely.
But again, you're taking relief from something that shouldn't be there. I agree that you shouldn't be allowed to place it.
Yes.
But if I want to land it on that bit, there's still every chance it's going to roll off.
Especially in the summer.
Yeah, and it gets the game speeded up, and I think that's what everybody wants.
Yeah, definitely. Another good one, I think.
Yeah. Good.
Right, we're just trying to search for Simon's ball here. You got it, mate?
Yeah.
Oh, he's kicked it. Oh, no.
I didn't mean to do that.
No, you didn't mean to do that, I'll grant you. But it's a penalty, I'm afraid.
It is. It's another one of those they're going to try and potentially change. So, I didn't mean to kick that ball. In fact, I probably prefer it to be where it was than where it is on this mud right now. And under the rules, they're saying that if you accidentally, your playing partner, your caddy, anybody accidentally moves the ball during the search, you can put it back
as close to the spot as you think it was in the lie that you thought it was.
Think that it was in before. So obviously it wasn't a great lie because I couldn't see it. but it's now back in play. We can move on. We don't have to worry about drops or...
Such a good rule change. We've all done it, walked along.
Pile of leaves,
you're trying to trail your feet through, you kick it, you think, oh, I found it, but now I've kicked it.
You're dragging your club because you're trying to find it in leaves, and you accidentally hit it.
Another good rule change.
Put it back, move on.
Yeah.
Okay, mate, you're struggling to find that, aren't you? How long have you had?
I've had a couple of minutes. I think I've got a couple of minutes more.
You have, under the current rules, but they're thinking of changing that, if you didn't know.
So I haven't got 5 minutes?
No, so the thought is they're going to change 5 minutes down to 3 minutes. What do you think?
Thinking I better get searching.
It's one of those, isn't it? I mean, after 3 minutes...
You sort of know that you've lost it after that long.
Because you're probably not looking on your own. You're going to have some help.
Yeah.
2, 3 or 4 people.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I think 5 minutes in terms of a golfing environment, it's a long time.
Yeah. Especially
if you're Saturday morning and one after the other off the tee, 5 minutes down there. Well,
you're 8 minute gaps on.
You're clogging the course up a little bit. In competition play, again, you're holding everything up. So I think 3 minutes is enough time. Once you've got to the ball, you get 3 minutes from the point that you reach where you think it is.
Yeah.
3 minutes, you sort of know whether you're going to find it or not within that time.
Yeah, you definitely do.
And then all of a sudden, you should have played a provisional from back there.
Yeah.
So we should be off and running again.
Yeah, good rule change in my opinion.
Yeah,
like it.
Yeah, like that one. I'll just get this out of your way quickly.
Yeah, you just tap that one in. Oh, sorry, I wasn't looking. You putted that with the flag in.
No, I'm right now.
Oh, right, yes. So the proposed rule here is that you can putt with the flag in the hole.
And we've all done it. Like, you knock a chip down to that, you think you take the flag out.
Put it on the floor, don't lean against it.
Just knock it in. What difference does it make?
Yeah, the other thing is your ball's way over there. Your playing partner's miles away over here, sorting out their bag. You putt up thinking, oh, I'm not going to hit the flag. Hits the flag, goes in. It's in the hole. Get on with it.
Yeah. Write the score down. Let's just get on with the game.
If you want to take the hole out, take the flag out of the hole to make it more chance of going in, do it. If you want to putt with the flag in, because Dave Pell says it's 33% more chance of going in.
Good luck to you.
Who's to argue with him?
Yeah. Thanks for that, mate.
What's that?
Just the line.
Well, that's okay. You can repair it now.
Oh yeah.
So again, another new rule. If you see spike marks, any imperfections, whatever you see on the green, you can repair.
They're just saying that you can repair it, you just have to be brief in what you're doing.
Yeah.
So don't take too long going along the whole line to try and do everything.
Yeah.
So if you see like a random spike mark in the middle or another imperfection, like for example when the greens have been spiked or something like that, just the edges have come up, just tap them down. I always thought it's a bit of a weird one personally. You're the first one out on the golf course, you get a perfect surface, or as near to perfect as they can get it that morning. Somebody walks over it, I have a putt later in the afternoon, why can't I have it in the same condition as they had it in?
Especially in tournament play, when you're going out on the tour, you're going out in reverse order. So the better players who've played well all week get the worst conditions on the green on a Sunday afternoon.
This doesn't make any sense. Another great rule change, RNA.
Good work.
USGA.
Yeah.
Very good.
Oh, did you hit that with your practice swing?
Yeah.
No, that would have been a penalty, but they're saying that nowadays it doesn't have to be.
I think that's another good one for me. No one intentionally means to do that.
No.
So it's one of those things. Standing there to take a practice swing, you clip it with the end of the putter, it rolls, what?
6 inches.
A few inches to the side.
Even if it doesn't, even if it goes off the green, you didn't mean to hit it. As long as your playing partners agree that you didn't mean to hit it and it was a practice swing, put it back. Get on with it. No penalty for that, just get on with it. Good rule change.
Yeah, like that one.
Right, there's more. That's also allowed.
I'm allowed that one as well.
You're also allowed, put the marker down, to accidentally kick that. Or move that. Yeah, that wasn't accidental. That wasn't very accidental, but the point is, if you didn't mean to do it, just put it back. And obviously all your playing partners have to agree that it goes back in the right spot and you move on. It's not a case of...
You've got that, like, it's obviously where my foot was there, so you just pick...
Move it back. Play the game. Let's keep moving. Okay,
so there's a few other rule changes, isn't there?
Yes, so one of the big ones really, and it causes quite a lot of confusion, is hazards. And lateral water hazards and yellow stake water hazards.
And what happens if there's no stakes around the water hazards? Which one's it?
What does it refer to?
It's just one of those things that just make it one rule.
Make it simple. So it's going to be
a piece of water.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, well, it can be called a penalty area now.
Yeah.
So you're going to have yellow penalty areas and red penalty areas. The procedure will stay the same.
Yeah.
But it means that golf courses can use the red and yellow stakes to mark out different things.
Anything.
So they're talking in their descriptions of areas of desert.
Desert, lava.
Lava. Now I want to play that golf course. It's got lava everywhere. But it just makes everybody and the course designers and the people that set up tournaments simple. If you want an area, you can stake it with yellow stakes. People will know what to do.
Yeah.
Stake it with red stakes. People know what to do. Okay, so the next rule change is club lengths, essentially. So you used to be able to use one club length for certain things and two club lengths for other things, and the tee box was 2 club lengths long, and you could have 1 club length for a free drop. Now they're proposing that they change that to 20 centimetres and 80 centimetres. Now, we don't personally agree with this one, because we think it's going to be hard unless people are carrying a ruler with them.
It's one of those things, everyone's got a club with them.
Yeah, so if you want to use a 48-inch driver,
you knock yourself
crack on, you do that, because that's not going to help your golf much.
But yeah, and you might need to drop it more often, so you might help you in that way. But it's one of those things that you've all got a club out there with you, so let's just keep it a club length, because that's what we've all got.
Everybody knows what it is, and it's the same for preferred lies. In America they often do 1 club length. They're talking about that being a 20 centimetre rule, and that's fine on tour because they're probably going to have that length of implement on board, but we don't want to be carrying rulers around.
No.
Don't agree with that.
Not a huge fan of that one.
No. Okay, so it's got a bit dark, so we've just found a little bit of light to finish this off. So they're going to make some changes to the balls and clubs rules, essentially. So first of all, the golf ball. If your golf ball becomes cracked or chipped or scarred, you can replace it. And you used to be able to replace it when it was out of shape, and now they're saying under the proposals that if it's out of shape, you can't change it.
And well, obviously going through that, like the balls obviously used to be very different, so I would have said that's quite an old rule.
Yeah.
When the balls would have gone out of shape.
Yeah, the old elastic band wound balls did go out of shape. You saw them, they'd get something pop out and they would go sort of rugby ball shaped, and I don't think the modern ball does go out of shape, as it were. It gets scuffed and cracked, admittedly. Also about clubs. So the first rule on clubs is that you can now carry non-conforming clubs as long as you don't make a stroke with them. So if you decide, or your playing partners decide that you've got a non-conforming driver or wedge grooves, I'm not sure how they're going to work that one out. Funny one that, I think for clarification it does clear things up as long as you don't use it. And if you have used it, then you get a penalty. And it's at that point you'd probably discover it. But it's one of those things, why would you carry it if you knew it was non-conforming to not put it in play? Yeah, but I mean, and this is going back to competition, so people might use a non-conforming driver all the time in their practice rounds and then potentially use a different driver in their competition. They're trying to clarify it. I can see the point of that one, but it's not easy. Okay, so, and the next one is you damage your club during the course of a round. Normally that club would now be out of play for the rest of the round. They're now saying you can try and repair that and you can keep using it. So if your putter goes out of shape, or I like that one. The insert on the putter falls out, or something like that. Or for example, in my one, it would have been lead tape. So if you've got lead tape on, like I have on my putter, if that was to come off, I've now altered it, and it's now out of play. But now I can try and repair that and keep it in play. But I now can't, whereas I could have done before. I could have replaced that club if it was under manufacturer. So that, like, you've split your driver. You used to be able to replace that club. Again, this is more of a tool rule, isn't it? You now can't replace it. Where they could bring another club out, and again, these rules, if you had one in your locker and you were going past the clubhouse, you could replace it. And now you can't. Good, I like that. That makes sense. If you accidentally or deliberately, something happens, someone else hits your golf bag with a ball in it, and it puts a dink in one of your shafts of your clubs, you can try and repair it and also use it, because you might need that club later on around. Good rule that. I know. So the next rule is about sharing clubs, and you didn't even know about this one. No, I didn't know this one at all. This is an interesting one. Again, another old rule. in foursomes or other sharing ball competitions, so you would share one golf ball, you're allowed to also share clubs. As long as they were in one bag and there was no more than 14 of them, or they're in two bags and they equated to no more than 14, you could share, just as you were sharing the ball, you could share the clubs. No, you wouldn't want to use anyone else's equipment.
I wouldn't have wanted to use that, so I never even knew that was a rule.
So just to make it clear, they're going to knock that one on the head. There isn't much foursomes played. There's even less people wanting to share a bag of clubs anymore. So yeah, that again, good rule.
Yeah.
You can't share clubs. You got to have your own clubs in your own bag. So we denominate who uses what. Yeah, move on. Like that rule.
So the last rule we're going to cover in terms of the clubs is how many clubs you've got in your bag. So now we all know that you're allowed 14 clubs.
Yeah.
However, you can have more clubs in your bag as long as you deem some of them out of play. So say you were practicing with 2 drivers and your bag now equates to 15 or 16 clubs, or you had 2 putters in there, you just say, look, I'm not going to use these 2.
Yeah.
They stay in the bag, but you're not getting penalised for having them in there.
Interesting rule that. Interesting. I can see it with driver. Yep, this driver has, and putter, and this head cover you can't, I'm not going to use in this cover. Where I think that becomes difficult and easy to manipulate, what if you've got 6 wedges in your hand? Who's going to know? Are you going to keep wanting to check every time?
And I think that goes back to the whole thing about golf and it being ruled by yourself.
Exactly.
You're only cheating one person at that point. You will know if you've used the wrong club. A bit like you will know whether you've
deliberately moved the ball,
or made your lie better or anything like that. You will know. So it's up to you. It's on your conscience.
Exactly, and that's what they're trying to do with all these rules, aren't they? Make it player orientated. Make it player. They're governing.
And that is where
we want.
We as golfers are different to any other sport. We govern ourselves. You are true to your word as a person. That is the score I've made, and I haven't done anything that would contradict the rules to my knowledge on the way around.
You can sign that card at the end of the day,
guilt free.
Exactly. Good stuff, RNA. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm thinking loving the rules. Good changes. The only one I'm not so keen on is this whole length rather than like driver lengths or club lengths, whatever you want to do. Because we've all got a club out there, so that's the only one I'm stuck on, really.
It is an interesting one, isn't it? And I mean, I've just driving back thought about, are you gonna, if they implement it, would you then end up putting a little bit of masking tape on your driver at 20? You know, it just seems silly. Seems a silly one.
Seems a bit weird.
I can see why they're trying to regiment it so that everything's the same.
What happens if you do everything imperial or everything metric?
Yeah, exactly. It just rules out some of the world there, doesn't it? There's more. There is more. We're not going to cover them all. We'll put a link in the description below to the full RNA document. It is worth a read.
Yeah,
I honestly think
have a flick through.
Have a flick through. They've actually laid out the chart quite nicely to say,
and put it into different sections as well. Like this is on the putting green. This is in a bunker. This is in a hazard.
This is accidentally ball move. This is deliberately ball move. This is match play, stroke play. We haven't got time to go into all of them, but have a read and actually, you know, send the RNA some feedback if you're interested in this stuff.
If you think one of them's ridiculous, tell them. That's what it's there for.
The whole point of this is that the golfers that play the game get a say in the rules.
Definitely.
It's great, isn't it?
Some of them are really good. There's one there that we don't particularly like, so we will comment.
Yeah,
we will share that.
We will send that feedback. And if you completely disagree with us on that one, if you think that this 20 centimetre and 80 centimetre rather than a club length or 2 club lengths, tell us. We're really interested to hear the other side of it, because as always, we're only basing us on our own opinion. And that's all it is.
That's it.
So as always, thank you very much for watching.
Guys, if you wouldn't mind doing so, if you haven't done already, the circle that's going to be in between us in a minute, just hit that. That'll subscribe you to the channel. That'll get all of our content free of charge straight to you. Give us a thumbs up and share it about.
Indeed, and we shall see you very, very soon. We always put a video just here and just here for next viewing.
Yeah, and now it's dark. We're going home.
Tea time. See you soon.